Hey Leute, wir spielen heute mit Stanley Parable. Hä, das hast du doch schon gespielt. Ja, aber nur den Vorgänger, deswegen sollte das jetzt eine neue Erfahrung sein und so weiter. Das ist nämlich eine Mod für Half-Life 2. Das Half-Life 2 Spiel braucht man dafür nicht, also es ist eigentlich gratis. Oh, oh, oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ist ja genauso wie im
Stanley
normalen.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Wie am neueren Spiel.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
Sitzt gar nicht.
427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Das ist genauso wie
This
in
is what employee 427 did every
9.
day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Er war fröhlich.
And then one day something very peculiar happened.
Ja, was denn?
Something that would forever change Stanley.
Echt?
Something he would never quite
Was
forget.
denn?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour
Mhm.
when he realized that not one single order had arrived.
Keine einzige. Oh mein Gott.
No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Das ist ja doof, ne?
Or a meeting, or even say hi.
Ist ja echt komisch.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Mhm.
This complete isolation.
Mhm.
Something was very
Ey,
clearly
ist echt
wrong.
was... Huch. Du, wie viel zählt?
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Okay.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
Mhm.
he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
Okay, das sieht... Oh Gott. Das plötzlich ist es smooth. Gerade so komische Spiele gespielt und da war das nicht so smooth. Oh, guck mal, was für ein... Achso, das ist gar kein Spiegel. Na gut. Die Musik ist hier
Stanley
komisch.
decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers.
Genau, wo sind
He
man...
never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Wo sind unsere Coworker? Sind die hier?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Dann gehen wir mal nach links. Aha, aha. Ja, hier ist nichts. Nee, hier kann man nicht durch. Nein. Nein.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
Genau, wir gehen mal zum Boss. Mehr können wir auch hier nicht machen. Also das sieht schon ziemlich nach Half-Life aus.
Coming
So.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Gehen wir mal nach oben. Ich frage mich, ob das wirklich genau dasselbe ist wie das Neuere.
Entering his manager's office,
Ja?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. It was at this point that he began to feel dizzy and a little sick, and even thought he might pass out when suddenly he noticed a keypad next to the filing cabinet in the corner of his boss's office.
Tatsächlich.
Stanley had never seen this panel before and had no idea what combination of numbers would produce any result.
Genau.
In fact, only Stanley's boss knew
Nur
this.
der Boss weiß es.
The panel withheld access to the boss's greatest, darkest secret. And so he had assigned the keypad a combination that only he could possibly know. The number of his freshman dorm number in college.
Ja, die kann ich natürlich nicht wissen, ne?
1957.
Kann ich natürlich nicht wissen, ne?
Stanley couldn't
Ja.
possibly have known.
Stanley kann das überhaupt nicht wissen.
Yet incredibly,
Oh,
by simply pushing random buttons
das
on
habe
the
ich aber
keypad,
zufällig geöffnet
Stanley
jetzt.
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Mhm,
Amazing.
Glück.
Stanley ventured forth into the newly opened passageway.
Okay.
As he drew deeper into the bowels of the building, Stanley had no idea where he was or what this place held. And
Genau.
just as he began to think he might not discover a thing, he emerged into a long room to find
Ne.
and rows of monitors.
Ganz viele Monitore.
Screens with a number above it.
Oh, das sind wir.
Stanley noticed, however, that these were not random numbers, but the
Nicht?
number of employees who worked
Echt?
his co-workers. Even his own number, 427,
Da.
had a place on the wall.
Das ist natürlich cool.
But why is setup so elaborate, he asked. Was this simple surveillance or something even more?
Mhm.
And as if in answer to his question, the wall slid open before him, revealing the ultimate truth of the situation.
Aha.
An enormous control panel Stanley discovered,
Mhm.
but not one that controlled simple machinery. Buttons were labeled with emotions. Happy, sad. Levers and knobs controlled actions. Walking, eating, doing work, or watching TV.
Das ist ja echt komisch.
Every input on this device monitored not the functions of a machine, but of a human being.
Das ist aber anders als im
Reality
neuen,
began to
oder?
sink in. Stanley, like so
Nee, doch
many
nicht.
other people, reduced to images on a monitor, had been under someone's control, always at the mercy of this machine. Could this have been the only reason employee number 427 was content with his boring job? That a machine had altered his emotions to accept it blindly? He began to feel an unbridled rage, and at the peak of his anger, something happened.
Echt, was denn?
Stanley looked up and saw the
Was?
generator
Was?
overhead,
Oh nein.
still providing some small amount of power to the
Oh
machine,
mein Gott.
keeping it alive. And knowing that this generator was all that kept the controls running,
Mhm.
Stanley moved to the ladder in the back of the room and began to climb towards the rafters.
Genau. Huch. Kletter komisch. Also irgendwie ist das genau so wie im
The higher
Ja.
Stanley climbed,
neueren
the
Spiel.
closer he felt to freedom, the further from enslavement.
Okay. Was machen wir? Disable Generator. So, man muss gedrückt halten, na gut. Und was ist disabled? Ja. Das war's. Das war's?
Blackness.
Ja.
Power gone.
Ja.
All alone.
Genau.
And then
Ja. Freiheit.
as
Cool.
he stepped through the door into the fresh outside air, a feeling of liberation rushed through Stanley's body.
Toll.
He had seen power,
Mhm.
he had seen enslavement,
Mhm.
and he had destroyed it.
Genau.
The underling was in control now. He had found his leading role. Stanley never discovered why everyone had gone missing,
Mhm.
nor how and when he had come under the machine's control.
Genau.
But it didn't upset him terribly,
Ja.
because he knew that this was how things were meant to
Genau.
All he felt was a delight unlike any he had ever known before.
Mhm.
Never again would he follow someone else's orders without question.
Mhm.
Never again would anyone tell Stanley where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Genau.
No more bosses. No more instructions on a screen. Stanley decides for himself now.
Dem stimme
And he
ich zu.
stepped out into the world, and he felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
Fliegen wir?
and Stanley was happy.
Schön. Happy End. Okay, machen wir das nochmal.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right direction. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Mhm.
Maybe this is why everyone had left. No
Genau.
one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him.
Mhm.
And since he was walking into the middle of nowhere and thus ruining the entire story,
Genau.
Stanley decided that he would punish himself. So when he came to the elevator and the doors opened, he stepped inside and pushed the button to go up.
Genau, deswegen gehen wir jetzt mal nach oben. Nach unten.
Oh, Stanley.
Was denn?
You know, You really aren't going anywhere, and I don't say that deceitfully. I truthfully mean that there isn't a story down here. The story was back up where I told you to go in the first place. Right now, you're just running around looking at empty halls. And frankly, that's perhaps even more infuriating for me. So why don't you throw me a bone? Give me a chance and just let me tell the story I want to tell.
Nö. Ich mache jetzt meine eigene Story. Schöner Gang hier. Den finde ich gut, den Gang. Aha.
Now listen carefully.
Ja, okay. Ja.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blau, ne? Genau, wir gehen durch die blaue Tür. Was?
Stanley walked through the red door.
Durch die blaue Tür, okay. Gehen wir mal durch die blaue Tür. Schön hier.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Ja.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Ja, durch die blaue Tür, ne? Genau. Gehen wir mal durch die blaue Tür, wie gesagt.
Fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, schick. Ja, sieht schick aus. Hä?
No one's even built this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. It's just a bunch of skybox and dev wall textures.
Das tut mir aber leid.
Is this what you were looking for?
Ja, eigentlich schon.
Was it worth ruining the story I'd written out?
Ja.
I put a lot of time into that.
Ja, juckt mich doch nicht.
Well, here you are now, just looking at nothing.
Sieht auch schön aus.
That's all I needed to make in the first place, just a whole lot of nothing. You would have been happy. Well, hey, you still need a little something to do. Am I right?
Genau.
Here, let me load up another map.
Okay.
See if there's something in here that'll keep you occupied.
Ja, coole Map.
Here's one. Let's boot this up. We'll see if you like it.
Mal sehen, was das für eine coole Map ist. Oh, lade Daten. Jetzt wird's spaßig. Jetzt wird's spannend. Und? Das sieht interessant aus. Das ist,
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Ja, viel besser.
It would be. This map wasn't even made for you. At least I created a world specifically with you in mind. I wanted to make you a leading man. This one, well, I'm afraid you're on your own there.
Das ist doch cool. Ich kann sogar Sachen aufheben. Och, ich hab's kaputt gemacht. Kann ich noch mehr Sachen? Kann die sogar verschieben. Cool. Das ist ja nice hier.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got his job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That, or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Nee, das sind jetzt Lügen eigentlich. Das finde ich jetzt ein bisschen doof. Das ist übrigens die Half-Life 2 Map. Da kommt man, glaube ich, am Anfang an. Dann ist hier und dann, genau. Ich wollte jetzt die Half-Life spielen.
According to Wikipedia, more than 90% of the night sharks caught off northeastern Brazil contain mercury concentrations higher than that considered safe by the local.
Das ist natürlich echt doof.
Fascinating.
Ja.
Don't you want to know more about the night sharks?
Ja, will ich.
No, of course not.
Hä, was?
All you want to hear about is yourself, isn't it?
Oh
You
Mann.
haven't listened to me once so far. I can't expect you to turn that around now, can I?
Nee. Cool, ich kann weiter, ja. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Let's Play Half-Life 2. Wir spielen gerade Half-Life 2. Das ist natürlich ein cooles Spiel für PC.
Is this the end of the line? I don't suppose this was a particularly fulfilling experience for you, considering not a single art aspect in this map was created with you in. Wait. Hold on. What are you doing?
Keine Ahnung. Hab's gefunden. Tut mir leid. Da war plötzlich ein Loch, da bin ich reingefallen. Er kann uns nicht folgen, ja. Oh doch, ich kann's. Und... Rausch. Was passiert jetzt? Wo sind wir denn jetzt? War's das? Das war's? Anscheinend war's das. Das ist natürlich lustig. Das war ein bisschen anders als im Main-Spiel. Das ist natürlich cool. Dass so manche Sachen auch anders sind. Aber das ist immer noch anders hier. Ich spiele gerade ohne den Narrator. Ohne alles. Hä? Was ist denn plötzlich hier? Stimmt, hier passiert gerade überhaupt rein gar nichts. Das ist ja lustig. Wir sind auf uns allein gestellt einfach. Vollkommen auf uns alleine gestellt. Gut, dann spielen wir das Spiel jetzt ohne den Narrator. Natürlich viel cooler ohne den. Hä? Das Ding ist weg. Oh. Na gut.
It's sad, I know.
Hm.
But all stories must come to an end.
Echt?
Of course, they say it's the journey that truly matters and not the destination, and I like that idea. To think we might value the paths we walk as much as the places they lead us. Now, I don't know what sort of story you've ciphered out of that world you've made for yourself, but I hope that being the leading man was everything it's cracked up to be.
Ja, war echt cool.
I know it can be a little hard getting around without someone looking over your shoulder, but this is simply the nature of freedom. Besides, I haven't really gone anywhere.
Nicht?
Maybe you don't want a guide, but I think
Genau.
I always have a place here at the end of every story. I'll step in and wrap things up with a nice piece of dialogue and a reflection on life that makes sense of whatever path you've chosen to walk. And for now, I'm happy to be the destination instead of the journey. But only for now.
Toll. Okay, was ist das? Oh Gott, was ist das denn? The End. Yay. Toll. Hurra. Die Musik kam aber letztens noch nicht. Huch. Und das war's.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Dann gehen wir jetzt mal durch die rote Tür. Mal sehen, was passiert. Und. Okay. Einfach nur Schwärze.
Good, good.
Ja, ja.
Now, if you don't mind, there's something I'd like to show you. But to do that, I
Okay.
think it would be best for us to start from the beginning.
Vom Anfang, okay. Oh. Okay.
This is a very sad story
Aha.
about the death of a man named Stanley.
Hä? Tot? Ich lebe doch noch.
Stanley worked for a
Huch.
company in a big building where
Ja.
he was employee number 427.
Genau.
His job pushing buttons demanded little of him. So
Genau.
there was not much of himself to give.
Mhm.
And in this way, Stanley's job felt less and less like
guck mal,
his
B.
every day. But if buttons need pushing one day, it means they'll need pushing the
Epsilon.
next and then the next. So without question or judgment, Stanley continued to do what the screen told him.
P.
One keystroke flowed into another keystroke, flowed into his ride home, flowed into dinner,
J.
flowed into waking up, flowed into going to work, and here he was again. Stanley was typing out a complete sentence that said absolutely nothing at all.
Yay.
If in reality no one ever actually disappeared from the office, and Stanley never got the opportunity to make a decision, to choose which path he wanted to take, would his life still have any meaning? Perhaps when we long for something deeply enough, these hopes and fantasies become so strong in our minds that we truly believe that we're there, controlling that person and living that adventure. To manipulate your own thoughts and emotions might mean freedom from a self-imposed prison, but these delusions can be fatal to those who can't tell the difference. And so, Stanley asked, if that door never opened, if I'll never be able to walk away from those people and from these buttons, is this life still worth experiencing? Am I actually happy? Stanley answered this question by pushing a button.
Please
Then he
die.
pushed a button, and then he pushed a button.
Yay.
Then he pushed a button.
Das mache ich auch immer.
Then he pushed a button.
Mache ich auch immer. Wir gehen jetzt mal beim Fahrstuhl nach oben. Gucken, was da so passiert. Oben. Und? Passiert irgendwas? So, der sagt jetzt nicht direkt was. Okay. Wahrscheinlich kommen wir jetzt direkt in die Freiheit, habe ich das Gefühl. Vielleicht auch nicht. Mal sehen. Passiert auch irgendwas? Ziemlich langer Fahrstuhl hier. Oh, da ist es was. Und was? Moment. Hä? Von hier kommen wir doch, oder nicht? Oder? Nee, das ist was anderes. Okay. Ist das so gut? Ist das so gut? Glaube nicht.
almost perplexed Stanley
Ja.
that he had actually
Oh Gott.
stepped into this metal trap.
Das ist natürlich jetzt doof, ne?
After all, it should have been no surprise that this thing would lead him to his death.
Ja.
But he thought to himself, this is simply the price to pay for ruining a perfectly good story.
Ja, genau.
So he resigned and willingly accepted his fate, the inevitable end toward which he had spent so long stumbling.
Genau.
Farewell, Stanley.
Tschüss. Dann sterben wir jetzt wohl, ne? Und... Ne?
Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, guck mal.
cried the narrator as he sent his subject down the conveyor belt and into the enormous metal jaws.
Genauso wie im
In a
Original.
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Och, ja, wir sind frei. Yay. Fuck the police und so. Was gibt's denn hier so? Gibt's hier wieder auch diesen Showroom?
For all his work, it was such a meaningless victory for the narrator.
Okay.
Did he really think he would accomplish anything by murdering this disposable vessel?
Also hier sind ein paar coole Sachen und so, aber ja, richtig cooles Showroom ist hier noch nicht. Das ist natürlich jetzt doof. Oh, das sieht schon nach Showroom aus, aber nee, ist auch nichts. Hier sind noch ein paar Sachen hingeklatscht, leider. Oh, guck mal, da ist der
Every
Portfolio.
possible choice Stanley could make had been designed for him long before he ever set foot here. The narrator wanted to kill him. Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start.
Okay. Oh, was ist das denn hier? Ist wirklich Freiheit? Ja. Exit. Freedom.
There's no salvation for either of these two, I'm
Oh.
afraid. The narrator had as little power over Stanley as Stanley did over the paths that he walked.
Aha. Interessant.
But listen to
Und
me.
ja.
This story is not over. You can
Das genauso wie
still
im
save
Original.
these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Ja.
Push escape and press quit.
Nö,
There's no
nö.
other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Aha.
Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice.
Nö.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Und tot. Cool.
Turn left at
Ich
the
guck mal, was
first
hier
open
passiert, wenn ich hier
door and walk
durchgehe.
back in the right direction.
Da passiert rein gar nichts. Schade.
Like that, he was back on track.
Oh, hier unten waren wir noch nicht unten. Da gehen wir jetzt mal hin.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Ja,
office.
ich gehe nach unten.
But
gibt's ja
Stanley
so.
just couldn't do it.
Ja.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, of admitting that he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, was it really worth taking that risk? All because he believed everyone had disappeared?
Das ist sehr
His boss would
langweilig.
think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Was denn?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Das glaube ich auch. Irgendwie rennen wir im
Everyone
Kreis.
I know simply vanishing out of the blue, there's almost no other explanation for it. And a nagging fear began to creep up in his mind. Questions that had been there all along. He just hadn't put his finger on them yet.
Zum Beispiel,
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked
was sind
down?
meine Füße?
Why did doors close automatically behind him?
Keine
whenever he
Ahnung.
looked? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Ja, weil wir im Kreis
Was
laufen.
he just walking around in circles?
Ja.
Where am I? He thought. And the more he found himself unable to answer these questions, the more questions continued to arise, until he came to the issue that had been slowly balling until he could ignore it no longer. Why is there a voice in my head, dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Das stimmt natürlich.
Suddenly, every door slammed shut. No, Stanley screamed. I need to get out of here. I need to know that there's something out there. I need to know it's not just all in my head.
Oh nein, es wird rot. Oh mein
Clutched
Gott.
at his skull as
Oh
the
nein.
voice grew harsher, and the music in the background rose higher and higher. And then, moments before collapsing to the ground, Stanley clenched his fists and screamed to anyone who might be listening, I'm not real! I'm not real! Don't believe any of it! None of it's real!
Okay, ich glaube, das hier ist nicht real. Toll.
This is the story of a woman named
Ah,
Mariella.
a woman. Ja.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Ah, das ist schön.
She got dressed, went to
Das ist
work,
genauso wie im neuen.
out, and then she walked home. But her walk on this day was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Moments after seeing him, she would turn, run to the nearest police station, and call for an ambulance. But for just a few brief seconds, she merely stood there, unable to move.
Das ist natürlich toll.
The tragedy was not the death of a single person. It was that she would never know this man's story.
Genau.
Never hear in his own words what had happened to him, or what he believed had happened to him. For to know these things would be to exist inside the head of the man himself. So all she could do was observe from a distance and pity him. But Mariella had places to be and people to meet with, very important people, whose impressions of her would affect her career and indeed the rest of her life. She stood there for only a moment, looking down at the body,
Toll.
and then she ran.
Tolles Ende. So, weil Stanley so ein Badass ist, macht er das jetzt nochmal hier schlimmer. Ne? Ist doch immer gut, oder? Wir drehen's und...
Stanley,
Ja, Stanley?
you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Doch,
After
wieso?
it kept you enslaved all these years, you
Ja,
go
ist doch
and you
gut
try to take
geworden.
control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Ja,
Control?
genau.
Stanley. Stanley. I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were meant to let it go. Turn the controls off
No,
and
no.
leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you have. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized that he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Aha, oh nein.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
Huch,
nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
ist natürlich doof, ne?
How long until detonation then? Oh, let's make it say, 2 minutes.
Oh shit.
Now, this is making things a little more fun, isn't it?
Ja,
Sam? Go ahead. Play with those controls all you like. Real
dann
controls are where I'm sitting.
natürlich doof,
Did you
ne?
really
Dann
ever believe you held any power? Did you not think I knew what I was doing? When I erased your co-workers and turned off the machine, I was offering you freedom, an escape. I didn't have to do that. I've run this story many times, and I don't always set you free. Sometimes you just sit there, day after day after day, doing your job forever, and then dying alone. But when I actually give you the freedom to control your own actions, it's not enough. I let you go, and you trapped yourself just the same. You just weren't made to handle this sort of responsibility, I'm afraid. But you know what you were made for? Pushing buttons. You get it now? Oh, I'm enjoying this. Tell you what, I'll throw some extra time on the clock just because I'm having so much fun.
das ist aber nett von dir.
There we go. You see, I want to watch you for every long second you try to puzzle this out. After all, it should make sense, right? The timer, the nuclear detonation, the mysterious facility, it's all here. This is a video game.
Echt? Was?
Except for one thing there, hero. You've got no weapon,
Oh,
no vehicle.
kein
You
Vehikel.
don't even know where you're going. When you saw that timer, you just instinctively started trying to find an exit, didn't you? In fact, I bet you're still looking for a way out. I bet you're clicking on everything in this room, trying to open doors or vents or something and solve the puzzle. As though this game has a solution, as though it can be won. That timer is not a catalyst to keep things moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. It's the moment when the hero realizes that despite his best efforts, he is powerless to his environment. And then he lets go. He surrenders. And he dies. 30 seconds, Stanley. 30 seconds. Until a boom, and then nothing. No ending to this story, just you dying. I suppose you could have gotten an actual ending if you played along, but that just wouldn't have been your style, would it? Instead, you'll perish knowing that the only choice you made here was to turn on that machine and to start this timer. But you won't be alone, because I'm not going anywhere.
Das ist
I'll
aber
be here
schön.
to watch every second of your inevitable life from the time we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Ups. Jetzt konnte er gar nicht zu Ende reden. Und das war's. Dann haben wir, glaube ich, schon alle Enden jetzt durch. Wir sehen uns dann, ja, das war's dann. Mehr kann man zu dem Spiel auch nicht zeigen. Ist natürlich eine abgemagerte Version von dem neueren Teil, aber das ist auch das ältere Teil. Das ist nur eine Mod und deswegen ist das eigentlich ganz erstaunlich. Wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bis dahin. Tschüss.